Hi, my name is Jennifer S. Lewis, CEOE, and I'm here today to talk to you about Microsoft Teams, discovering how to use Teams to connect remotely. So let's get started. Today's objectives are simple, just 5 objectives to your success with Teams. Discover group chat, customize your workspaces, integrate with your calendar, add other Office apps for collaboration, and use Teams for phone calls. So what exactly is Teams? Well, Teams is actually your one-stop place to do everything with your group, whether your team be consisting of work team, a projects team, or a common interest group, like maybe bird watchers. Features in Teams include workplace chat, video meetings, file storage, and application integration. Let's talk for a sec about video. We all know that there's hundreds of videos that can be seen simultaneously on Zoom. That is not currently the case on Teams. Right now it is 9, but we'll talk a little bit in our section on what's forthcoming about what's going to be coming in the future, and you'll be excited with the news that I will share with you. Now, the rest of this is going to be practical applications, so you'll see me going through the steps of doing all of these things so that you're able to actually follow along. And the PowerPoint will be available so that you can actually use the PowerPoint as a step-by-step instruction as well as the video. So let's get started. So let's start by opening Teams. I'm just going to type the word Teams, and you'll see in there it is available for opening. And it's going to load. It says loading Teams. And if it's not where you need it to be, you can definitely move it. And that's what I'm going to do here, just move it so that you can access it. The first thing you're going to do is set up your profile. So to set up your profile, you're going to click here, and you probably don't see your picture. You actually see some initials. So before I put this picture in, it said JL. All you'll do is click on change your picture. And when you change your picture, it's disabled here now. You'll be able to upload your new picture, but here on my network, they've disabled that feature. So once you actually upload your picture, there's more things to do in terms of your actual profile. So there's several settings that you want to look into. You can access those using settings. So you see right there that there's a default, dark, and let's show you there, high contrast, and those are different choices. You can also change the layout. So there's the grid, there's the list. You can auto start the application. I do not open the application in the background. I don't keep it running on close. I also make sure the language is English, and I do enable spell check. Privacy. Privacy is important, and so you want to make sure that you have it set up for Do Not Disturb. What I mean by that is, if you're going to put Do Not Disturb on, you want to make sure that if your boss needs to access you, regardless of Do Not Disturb status, you add them. So you can click on Manage Priority Access, and you see right here, I've added my boss. And you just look them up. So if I wanted to say my boss was Paul Walters, who's my other boss, I would just click on him, and now both of them can access me regardless of if I'm in Do Not Disturb status. And all you do is add that, and then you're able to see that. Go back in my settings and change it back to the regular white so I can see. Go back to privacy. Block contacts. So since you will be making calls, you could also set it up so you block callers who are not showing their caller ID, and you would just check that. You can also edit whoever you blocked. You also can set the language, make sure it is English, and please enable spell check. That way, if you spell something wrong, you'll very easily know what exactly that is very quickly. The banners versus the banners and emails. So if you keep Teams open, then you could probably just do a banner. It'll be a little notification banner on your right, kind of like the ones that you see on the right-hand corner by the bubble in Windows 10. But if you're not going to be in Teams a lot, you may want to change it to banner and email. So you actually get an email every time someone mentions you, or someone in a channel mentions you, or a team, or you can also set that for trending when team members change. all those different things right there are what you can do in terms of customizing, whether you receive just a screen notification or a banner, an email, or no notification at all, because it might drive you crazy to have so many things going on. Devices, you will see on here whatever PC and headphone you're using. You're also able to make a test call. If you click that, it'll call.
To test your call quality, record a short message after the beep. Then your message will be played back to you.
Thank you for calling Jennifer S. Lewis, CEOE. So you see right there, I got it connected. Camera didn't work because I'm on the camera using it for something else, and it shows the network is connected. So there is that test in there. There's also permissions. So I've given everything permission. I don't care if Team knows where I'm at, if it sends me notifications, if it opens external links, if it plays music, if it lets me see the camera. Calls can ring me. You can also set your forward up, and it goes directly to your voicemail, so that's nice. Voicemail, you can, if unanswered, do nothing. If unanswered, it goes to voicemail. You can configure your voicemail, set up your greeting, out of office greeting. And they can set up to sync with Outlook. So if you have an out of office in Outlook, it'll actually do the same thing here. And then you can change your ringtones for incoming calls. There's also an accessibility feature here, TTY, or text telephone. And TTY is a special device that lets people who are deaf, hard of hearing, or speech impaired use a telephone by typing messages back and forth to one another instead of talking and listening. So you can turn that mode on if you need to. Next thing we're going to cover is the activity. And you see here that we have our feed. We also have the ability to click on My Activity. So you'll see when you sent messages here, so there weren't any. So right here is the feed. Now you can filter the feed using this little funnel, and you could type things like Ken, and you'll see that comes up. You click the X to close the filter. You can also go in here and filter based on marking as unread. Click on that, it's unread. So you click on the ellipses, at mentions. So there's the at mentions, those will show up. Replies would also show up right there when you click on that. Reactions, so that's where you see these thumbs up and hearts. Those are the reactions showing up. Missed calls, you would see those right there. Voicemails, apps, trending. So something was trending would show up there. And again, you close the X and you get rid of the filter. So that is the activities. The next thing that you can do is actually go into a chat. So when you're going into a chat, it's important to look at who the chat is with before you send any messages. So I see I have a lot of chats with individuals and then chats within meetings too. You see those titles there. So you can definitely create a new chat, or you can filter based on who you chatted with, as well as different chats. Here you see one where I pinned a chat. You can put a chat at the very top by clicking on the ellipses and hitting pin, and then you see that moves up to the top where you can keep it handy. You can also pop out a chat. When you do that, you can kind of move it around your screen wherever you want, kind of like a virtual sticky note. And that way you can have several things going on. You can also filter it by name. So if I just say anything with Marion, here comes everything with Marion. And again, the X is what eliminates the filter from there. So let's find a little chat that we're going to make. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is go into the chat feature. So right here, we're going to create a chat, enter someone's name, start typing it, should start populating, and you would just start typing. You might say, call me. Then you could definitely put a GIF in. Make sure. If you want to put something like that in there. You can also put in stickers, but that's much more informal, as well as emoticons. You can also go ahead, and I like this the best, is schedule a meeting. You might say discussion regarding Maxient, and it's just certain times based on when you're available, so you could accept that, or you could change that. You could repeat the meeting every day if you wanted to. And you could add a channel, which is like the sub of the team. So like your team is like general counsel, just there, and your sub would be like support staff. So things like that, you could add that, as well as a location, and you could put details about the meeting. And this is just the formatting bar. You've seen this before: bold, italics, underline, etc. And you could also add additional optional attendees to the meeting. And when you're finished, you just send it, and there you go. So if you're trying to flag a chat or make a chat saved, click ellipses, click save this chat. And if you need to find this chat later, you'll just go under your profile and click saved. And it shows all the chats that are saved, or flagged as they call them. Now, ways to find a chat. You can also pin chats. Let's go back to chats. You'll see several are pinned. You can pin additional ones by clicking on the ellipses and clicking pin. You can click here and unpin. It moves it away from there. You can also go in here and hide this conversation. It's gone. You can also go in here and mute it so you don't receive notifications. You can also notify when this person is available. So every time Jamie Stanfield is available, I'm going to get a little message that says Jamie Stanfield's available. You can turn off notifications completely. You can also pop out of chat, and that allows you to put several of these like virtually everywhere if you'd like. Right here, you could actually add a name, start typing a name, start a group chat. You could just start typing a name and create like a group there. In addition to finding your chat, you may want to share a portion of your chat via Outlook. So when we go here, always going to look for these ellipses. I'm going to share to Outlook, and it's going to share this little piece right there to Outlook. We'll pick a recipient. We'll see that shared, and we could send a message and format it with the regular format bar. In this case, we're just going to discard, and there's several different options. You can add in, switch to plain text, just a million things, just the same as what you would do in Outlook. So we're going to discard it right now. Then after we shared that chat in Outlook, we also could have the immersive reader read this.
Marion Jones at Tuesday, July 7th, 2020, 2:46 p.m. Hello. Sorry. I missed it. What's up?
And that is an accessibility feature. You can also translate. So if I write Te amo, and I hit enter, and I hit translate, and then I could say, oops, I want to delete that, and I want to delete that. And I could also click right there, and there's the poly poll that we talked about earlier. I could make a poll and stick it in there. That polls is one of the many add-ons in Teams. You could also mark something as unread. So here's Marion sent me something, and I could mark it as unread. That allows me to filter based on unread. So it's showing me my new chats. So you see there, I have my filter based on unread. We could also mute a chat. Let's say we wanted to mute it. We click next to the chat. So the meeting with Jennifer is what it's called. And I would mute it. So I wouldn't hear anymore. If there's further notifications, it would no longer be something I would see. I see here's mark unread. As you can see right there, you can move these up and down. And these are all the pinned ones. All you could do, you could not do the same for the bottom. It's just the pinned ones that you can move around. So you could prioritize these in terms of processing them. You could also hide a chat. You can't hide the ones that are pinned. So you're going to go down here and click that one with Tina. It says hide and it's no longer there. You could also set it up so that it tells you when a contact is available. So let's find a contact. Here's Tanissa. And I've already got her marked. So what about this person here? Notify when available, Corey Williams. So now every time that Corey gets on, I'll get like a little message that says, hey, Corey Williams has signed on. That allows me to start conversations with people actually when they're within the application. And so it allows me to continue to kind of watch out for them and not forget the things I need to do. So if you're trying to flag a chat or make a chat saved, click ellipses, click save this chat. And if you need to find this chat later, you'll just go under your profile and click saved. And it shows all the chats that are saved or flagged, as they call them. Now, ways to find a chat. You can also pin chats. Let's go back to chats. You'll see several are pinned. You can pin additional ones by clicking on the ellipses and clicking pin. You can click here and unpin. It moves it away from there. You can also go in here and hide this conversation. It's gone. You can also go in here and mute it so you don't receive notifications. You can also notify when this person is available. So every time Jamie Stanfield is available, I'm going to get a little message that says Jamie Stanfield's available. You can turn off notifications completely. You can also pop out of chat. And that allows you to put several of these like virtually everywhere if you'd like. Right here, you could actually add a name, start typing a name, start a group chat. You could just start typing a name and create like a group there. In addition to finding your chat, you may want to share a portion of your chat via Outlook. So when we go here, always going to look for these ellipses. I'm going to share to Outlook, and it's going to share this little piece right there to Outlook. We'll pick a recipient. We'll see that shared, and we could send a message and format it with the regular format bar. In this case, we're just going to discard, and there's several different options. You can add in, switch to plain text, just a million things, just the same as what you would do in Outlook. So we're going to discard it right now. Then after we shared that chat in Outlook, we also could have the immersive reader read this.
Marion Jones at Tuesday, July 7th, 2020, 2:46 p.m. Hello. Sorry. I missed it. What's up?
And that is an accessibility feature. You can also translate. So if I write Te amo and I hit enter, and I hit translate. And then I could say, oops, I want to delete that. And I want to delete that. And I could also click right there. And there's the poly poll that we talked about earlier. I could make a poll and stick it in there. That polls is one of the many add-ons in Teams. You could also mark something as unread. So here's Marion sent me something, and I could mark it as unread. That allows me to filter based on unread. So it's showing me my new chats. So you see there, I have my filter based on unread. We could also mute a chat. Let's say we wanted to mute it. We click next to the chat. So the meeting with Jennifer is what it's called. And I would mute it. So I wouldn't hear anymore. If there's further notifications, it would no longer be something I would see. And you see here's mark unread. As you can see right there, you can move these up and down. And these are all the pinned ones. All you could do, you could not do the same for the bottom. It's just the pinned ones that you can move around. So you could prioritize these in terms of processing them. You could also hide a chat. You can't hide the ones that are pinned. So you're going to go down here and click that one with Tina. It says hide and it's no longer there. You could also set it up so that it tells you when a contact is available. So let's find a contact. Here's Tanissa. And I've already got her marked. So what about this person here? Notify when available, Corey Williams. So now every time that Corey gets on, I'll get like a little message that says, hey, Corey Williams has signed on. That allows me to start conversations with people actually when they're within the application. And so it allows me to continue to kind of watch out for them and not forget the things I need to do. Okay, we're going to talk about adding to favorite contacts. So some people you'll want to quickly be able to access. So right here, I might add this person to my favorites. And once I do that, I'm going to go to calls on the left-hand menu. And it said in the first two rows are the people that are on my favorites. So this guy's around here. You could add some more contacts to your favorites right there, but these are our favorites. And you see there's Pamela Thornton that we just add as our favorite. You can also remove her from this group, or you can chat directly with her, or you can add speed dial. So there's a lot of functionality from these favorites. These are the people you communicate with most often. Okay. Again, communications do exist within this platform in terms of video calls, audio calls, screen sharing, and adding people. So you'll see here's the video calls, audio calls. Whoops. Turn that off. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, and this is one of the limitations. Sometimes you can't get to people because the features aren't available. So that's one of the issues we have sometimes with people. So we're going to do another one here. Use someone that is actually not here. Okay, and then we're just going to be able to go in here. And you've got your video call, your audio call, and your screen share. So in the screen share, I could share any one of these screens with her. She were actually here, but she's already left the organization. I would do that just by clicking on that. And then it'll show connecting. It's trying to connect. But it won't be able to because she's not here anymore. but it would try. So there you go. Those options are here. They're also in calls. If you went to Alfreda, you have those same options: video call, audio, chat. You add a speed dial, remove from the favorites. So there's always more than one way to do things in Microsoft, as you full well know. So video calls. You could also get to a video call by going to chat, and then you would click on a contact. We got Alfreda there, and then you would go ahead and do your video call right there. And again, I'm not able to do this with her because she's no longer in the organization, but she's still in this database. When you're doing these video calls, you can actually turn the camera off so that they don't see you.
Alfreda Horton is currently unavailable.
You can also turn your
Please
mic
leave a
off.
message after the tone.
You can also
When
show
you
a
have finished,
conversation
please
on
hang
the
up or
side.
press the pound key for more options.
And you can add additional participants from here. So we're going to hang up. But hopefully that showed you a little bit about what is possible there. And again, all that will be in the PowerPoint as well. And audio calls. Just over here is the same thing. It shows the same exact way. And it shows the microphone, the chat, the
Alfreda
hang up.
Horton is currently unavailable.
And you'll see that message comes up each time because she is no longer with us, our organization. Screen sharing, again, is going to be the same. It's just going to show that, and you're going to pick that. So that's pretty easy to find in many different avenues of the program. You can also add people to chats. If you start a chat with Alfreda, you can then go over here and start adding Dolores. Click on Dolores and add, and then she's also part of this chat. We're not going to bug Dolores right now, so we're going to hit cancel because it's not work hours. So we sure don't want to do that. We've already talked about popping out chats, which is that little button there on the side. Let's talk about Teams. So Teams allow you to do a lot of things. You can basically customize a space. And so let me show you some of the teams that we have here. Most importantly, the AOP board team. So there it is, the AOP board team. We have an AOP workshops team. And the first thing, they did was add a picture. So we've got a picture here. Shows on here who's part of the team and who's a guest. You can get notifications set up personally to you of what's going on with that. You can pin it so it's at the top of your teams. See it move to the top right there? So here we are back in Teams, and one of the other things that we didn't talk about is managing channels. If you click on Manage Channels, it allows you to set some permissions, and I think on our network it's actually logged out. But it does give you some analysis of how many users are in there and how many posts have been made over a period of time as well. So you can see that. And you can go back to the same group there. And then you can get an email address. So what would you need an email address for? Well, you might want to send an email to the team. If you do that, it'll actually populate within the team and you'll be able to have a discussion based on what's in the email. You can get a link to the channel. And to get a link to the channel, here I got this link right here. And then I was able to open this same conversation on my browser version of Teams. So that's an interesting option. Connectors are different programs that you can put in, like RSS feed, Twitter, things like that. We have that disabled on our network, but if you do not, you could use that. You can also open this in SharePoint. Again, if you don't have SharePoint or an administrator, you probably can't access that fully, but those are different options that you most definitely have. Let's talk about making a team, creating a team. So we've got here how to filter the teams. So right here you might put 670, and you see that. And again, the little X allows you to unfilter it. But to create a team, it's just like creating. You're going to click on Join or Create a Team there at the bottom underneath my image. It gives you some choices. It gives you teams that exist to join a team. lets you join with a code. Someone shared the code, or you can simply create a team. So we're going to create a team for staff, and we're going to call it volunteers. We're going to put in a description, individuals interested in community service. Make it private. You could make it public if you wanted it to let anyone join. It's kind of like Facebook Teams, so the idea of you control who sees it to even ask you to join. Again, you could use an existing team as a template, create a team using group. We're going to just hit next, and it's going to create the team, volunteers, and then you start adding people. So I might add, let's see, Mark. There's Mark Sadella. And I'll add him and he'll get a message. And now we have him as a member, or he can be an owner. And if you want to make him an owner, you could definitely do that. And then he'll have more authority to do different things. But there's the little team. Welcome to the team. And you see right here, there's the name of the team, volunteers, that we had before. Again, you're going to see the same menu items here and the same ones we covered before there. But I do want to go over them to some degree. Again, you could hide this whole team. You could manage the team. And again, you could add additional members, guests. So right here, you're seeing that you have one. It's pending request. If someone requests access to the team, any channels you develop, you could add a channel under volunteers that says the Eagles Nest Pantry. It allows everyone. Oops, it doesn't like this character. The Eagles Nest Pantry, and then accessible to everyone on the team, or accessible to specific people. And you add that as a channel, and then you have discussions just based on that. And you could add members. So we'd add Mark. Click there to add him. And it's going to take a second. As member or an owner again. And I'm just going to make him a member. We don't really need him to do that much. So we've added a channel, we've added a member. We could leave the team as well. We could edit the team. This is where we personalize the team. So we could change the icon for the team. So you saw right there that this VO for volunteer, it likes to put letters in there and abbreviate. But we could put something like, okay, we're volunteering, so maybe something the world, and we update that. And you should see that change. There it is, the icon is changed. We could also get links to the team. And again, that'll allow you to open the team directly using your browser. You could add tags. You could create some tags. So you could add people and type a name. So let's say you want to call it school supervisors, and you would just add that tag, and that's when you get people that are associated with that tag, and they get notification that they've been basically alerted based on that tag. Again, you have the ability to chat in here with the same functionality we talked about before. It also allows you to meet now within the team. You could just click on that. If you did that, it would ask you for a subject. And then if you don't want to do that, meet now. And again, you're going to always watch for this camera on or off. Or you could schedule a meeting. That's also a possibility. And again, it looks the same format that you saw previously. Times does not repeat or does repeat. Location and information right there. Optional attendees, and then you would send. You could also use a scheduling assistant, just like you do in Outlook, to see when people are not available. So we're going to close that out. And then you could delete the team. You're just not happy with the team. You don't want to leave the team. You just don't need the team anymore. And it could be like, we used to have a committee here that was on diversity, and so they got rid of that. So if they had had a team, they would just delete the team because they didn't need that information anymore. And again, you can hide the team. Now, here in these other settings over here, you got channel notifications. And again, this will let you know what's going on in this team, because not everybody keeps a team open. And I'll give you an example of that. When we first started using Teams in General Counsel, what you see is over here, we had a whole conversation occur and no one had notifications on. And the ability to email wasn't possible then, but we didn't have it turned on anyway. So we got no notices, and we were asked a specific question that needed to be answered in a timely manner, but no one knew that they even posed a question because it was done this team and we weren't used to watching it that way. Again, you can get the email address. Why? Because you want to send an email or information in the email to here, and then that way you can have discussion based on being able to see that email right here. And again, you have the channels and the connectors and all those pieces that really aren't functional here, but in some other enterprises may be something that you use all the time. So we talked about how to manage a team, how to add members to a team. We've talked about how to edit the team. What are channels? Again, channels are subgroups within a team. So volunteers has a subgroup or channel called Eagle's Nest Pantry. So if you click right there, you see there it is, Eagle's Nest Pantry. And we've shown how to create channels. Again, you can easily do that. To the right here, you can just add a channel under the team. So once you add the team, you can create as many channels as you need. And we talked about those settings here at the top for letting us know how often things are happening. And get used to where these items are. These two menus are always the same for everything. And they're always the same layout and order. Recording in Teams. So if you have a team meeting, let's go to a team meeting. Here's AOP board, general. Start a conversation. We have the meet now. I'm going to find us something that we can use for test. Okay, so here's test, and we're going to meet now. There's no one in this except for me. I'm going to click meet now. Okay, and then we're going to go up here and start recording. And then this will go into stream, and you'll be able to actually share it from there if you want. Or again, members of the team will see it in the channel. So right now, it's recording 20 seconds worth. You just stop it, stop the recording. But before we stop the recording, I want to mention these other items here. So show device settings. So here's PC, mic, integrated camera, all those settings are there. We also have the meeting notes. And I love these meeting notes. So you can just click on here, take notes, right? Now watch this. It's going to take a sec to load. But it's going to give you different sections here. And you can just write something on here. Add a new section. So rename that to attendees. And you could add a section that's once you get the word notes, you can just click on there and change this to goals of meeting. And it'll give you a link directly to this sub part of the menu if you need it. Then you can just start typing. And there's the highlight, and all the formatting tools are available right there, including enter picture. So that's pretty neat. Background effects, you could actually put background effects on. You can see there we could select something if we had some capabilities here, but we're using the camera in different applications, so it's not really working. We could also turn on live captioning, and so that would caption everything that we say. But since you can't see my face, you can't see the captions. Well, there it is. It's covered by that right there. So right there you see it's relatively accurate, and you continue to talk and see how accurate it is to probably the 90th percentile, period. Ultimately, the accuracy is something that it continues to learn as this type of app and the algorithm that accompanies it is enhanced by feedback. And you see that it is very accurate, period. And so you would just turn it off. Turn off live captions. You can also see the keypad if you're going to dial. You get that up there. You can also stop recording. You can turn off incoming video and end meeting. So we're going to stop recording. And it's going to say, are you sure you want to stop? Stop recording. It says you're going to find the meeting recording in the channel conversation or on Microsoft Stream. So we're going to leave that alone. And it does provide this message every time about privacy. Now it's saying something about the processor saved, but it says something about privacy. And then you would hang up. Again, you could see the participants by clicking there. You could see the chat conversation there. You see where I created the meeting notes. You'd also raise your hand there. You could share your screen. And again, these are the two things before: turn camera off and mute. And we're actually going to hang up from this call. Okay. And it'll ask you questions like call quality. I think the best part of that is that allows you to potentially use that information from the recording to create your meeting notes. Okay. Now, another thing you can do here is make an announcement, and you'll see right here. Instead of just starting a new conversation right there, we can select announcement, and I'm going to type a headline here, opening game scheduled. And you can choose an illustration to make it snazzy. You can add a subheading, type your announcement, and you can mention at Marion Jones. Wait, it's probably gonna. And see, she's not showing up because she's not part of this team. But if I add her, then she'll show up there. Get a subheading. You can also post in multiple channels. So if this is a big announcement, you need to go across them, like, we're going to be closed tomorrow. You can set that up. You can also limit who can really reply. So that's pretty interesting as well. And transcribe meetings. So once you record the meeting, we're going to go back here and see if we can find what we recorded here. If it's finished. It's going to take a little while to actually finish processing. So let's see what we see. I believe we were in here, or we're in test. Nope. This notes in full screen. General, maybe. No. Eventually, it will say that it's got audio. So we're going to wait a little bit till we get to that component. Here's the show notes. Recording has stopped. Okay, there it is. Saving recording to Microsoft Stream. So it is working on it. Once it completes it, we'll be able to go in here and stream and actually get to it. And what I actually usually do is go on here. This is our email system, our cloud-based Office 365 email system. And then I go here to the applications and I click on stream here. And it's going to show up in my list of things, my content, videos. So there's that video right there. And so we're going to click on this update video details. And what you got to do to get it to actually transcribe is change it to English. And then auto-generate caption file. And you don't want everybody to view the video. So that's it. And just hit apply. And then this will go into stream and you'll be able to actually, here we're going to close it off. And we're going to go back in it. And then this will go into stream and you'll be able to actually. Okay, so it's not finished generating the file. So we're going to wait a little while, but eventually it will show the transcript. So here we go. The transcript has appeared. You can actually search the transcript, typing words in there. You can edit the transcript. You can allow it to auto scroll so it starts moving with that as the video plays. And then this will go into stream and you'll be able to actually share it from there if you want, or again, members of the team will see it in the channel. So right now, it's recording 20 seconds worth. You just stop it, stop the recording. But before we stop the recording, I want to mention these other items here. So show device settings. So here's PC, mic, integrated camera. Okay, so you see all that piece right there. And here you see published by you. You can share it from there. You can like it. You can add it to a group or channel. You can update the details, the video, replace the video, delete it, download it, etc. So there's a lot of different options. And right here you can turn off or on the closed captioning. All those settings are there. We also have the meeting notes. And I love these meeting notes, so you can just click on here. So a lot of accessibility features are really available once you do the recording, and then you could use this as your notes because, again, you can most definitely even just do something simple like this and copy it, open a Word document, and paste it all in there. And there's all your minutes. And you can edit your minutes from there. That's a pretty easy way of creating some minutes there and saving yourself some time. So next thing we're going to talk about is, next section is your calendar. And from your calendar, you can actually meet now. And again, you're going to have your camera settings, your blur. So if you want to blur out the background that you're in, that's where you want to click. Your microphone, testing your PC, mics and speakers. Got phone audio too. And then you can hit your join now. You can also create a new meeting in a future day the same way we did before and use the scheduling assistant if you'd like. You also check that box, it just shows your work hours. And it's just is a reflection of your Outlook calendar. So keep that in mind. You can change the views and you can move around just like you would in your Outlook calendar. It will be reflected. Any change that you make here will be reflected in your Outlook calendar. Calls, we've already talked about speed dialing, creating new groups, and using the camera, video call, audio call, chat. Your history shows you all the calls you've made, voicemail, if you've gotten any voicemails, and the transcripts of those voicemails show up there. Contact shows every single contact you've made. And speed dial is a list of the people that you call the most often. So that's something you want to do for sure. Keep track of that. The other thing that I wanted to show you is these files. So here you see the recent files you've used. So I've been working on value-added taxes, so I see that. You also see here the teams. It's going to take a sec to load that you've been working with. So different files within the teams. Things you've downloaded, the stress management packet from our recent webinar, and cloud storage. So then you can access things, you can upload, you can create new content, you can get a link to something, you can open something in OneDrive and it will actually open the document. Or you can add another cloud storage, like I have Dropbox, so I might add that. But make sure that's okay with your internet liaison or department. They may not want you to use those features. Okay? These are the apps. You can add other apps, just like we added Polly, the survey app. You can add any of those apps there. Here's something that keeps track of shifts, work shifts. Here's OneNote, so you could add OneNote. and they would create you a notebook. If you've never used OneNote, it's wonderful because it has the ability to, right here we're working on something and it just embedded that in there. It has the ability to add pictures and draw different things, circle things, erase things. You can also open it in the browser. It's got different views. Even read it, the immersive readers in here. So a lot of different features we'll see over and over again, just different ways to get to it. And again, there's many more apps that you could add in. Go to meeting, etc. You also want to make sure that you're aware of the training. It's under help training. And that gives you a big list of different things that you can download. Don't forget, you can also go to the Microsoft training site. You'll see here, this is the Microsoft training site. It's in the PowerPoint, and it goes over all these team videos, and they're all free content, and it goes over everything that we've discussed little by little. So we talked at the beginning of this presentation about how there's some new features coming soon, and got you excited, I hope, about what is forthcoming. Microsoft has been under a lot of pressure to really try to keep up with Zoom, or the Zoomers. And so we've got the features that we've been looking for, and there's still more to come, but it's a very good beginning. So let's look at those. Microsoft List. I like List. It's going to be basically a planning software piece. So you're able to delegate tasks, monitor how long they take from beginning to end, and list priority as well as the image of the person. So if you've used SharePoint, this is something similar to what's in SharePoint for task monitoring. It's called Planner. And so that is one of the engagement features it has. We're also getting some new views, large screen or large gallery view, and together mode. So let's take a look really quickly at what that means in terms of large screen gallery view and together mode. We're just going to load our video here. And you'll see exactly what I mean about large screen gallery view and together mode.
Today, I'm going to show the large gallery view and the new Together mode inside of Microsoft Teams. So let's get started. We'll join a meeting. I'm going to click Join Now. Hey, everybody! Great to see you! Oh, this is such a beautiful view. So I'm going to show how we get into this large gallery view. So if I drop the ... look at that, I've checked on large gallery. You can see 49 glorious Technicolor videos all at once. Now the other thing that is brand new that we're going to be rolling out is something called Together mode. So I want to see all my friends here together in one nice screen. I'm going to check this Together mode and watch this. Look at this! Everyone is in a nice together environment. They're all waving. We can high five. We can hug. It's great. I love being in Together mode, and this really shows the power of Teams bringing everyone together. Hey everyone, what's that up there? I see something. Whoa! Whoa! It just flew over, and I think it's down below us. What's down there? I can't see it. Hey everybody, let's high five.
So as you can see, Together mode and large screen gallery view are definitely things that are coming to us soon and providing some of the capabilities that Microsoft needs to implement to keep up with Zoom and the Zoomers. So the takeaways, and I want you to take a picture of the slide after we're done, but basically the takeaways are that Microsoft Teams is the exciting place where we can together do so very much, whether it's in a work team, a project, or a special interest group like birdwatching Audubon Society members. We can do a lot of things there. We can call, we can video call, we can store our files, we can chat, we can email into the group. We can basically interact on so many levels, and we can add applications or connectors to add RSS feeds, Twitter feeds, and different pieces that will allow us to give a 365 Office experience within this platform. So what exactly are the takeaways. We've got a real-time connection, private chat, virtual meetings, public conversations, video and audio calls. Those are all the many things that you can do with Office Teams. I hope this presentation has allowed you to learn just a little bit about how to do those things. If you have any questions, please do contact me, jennifer.lewis@usm.edu. Glad to get on the phone, or even better, on a Teams chat and go over any elements that you have concerns with or questions or interest about. There is my presenter site right there, and I will just go over that real quickly. If you're interested in learning more about me, the presenter site is the one that there'll be a Tuesday tip forthcoming about. It's just a little site where you can email me, read about my position, download my CV, obtain my NAIOP presentations. These are the videos. And I'll be adding some PowerPoints on there as well in the soon to near future. So our next steps, I'm excited to say, are to begin using this tool. Take it with baby steps, as comfortable as you are with each thing. Start using the chat instead of calling people with your phone. Start calling people using Teams, and eventually do a video conference, a short one, and then schedule some meetings. Don't be afraid to use this tool to make your life more convenient and to get you ready, because you just never know when you're going to be somewhere that is inconvenient to do face-to-face meetings, or our situation will change. Regardless, we need to be prepared. So keep calm. Practice makes perfect. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present, and I look forward to hearing back from you in terms of how I can help you or how we might collaborate on a future endeavor. Again, my name is Jennifer Lewis, and it was a pleasure presenting today as part of NAIOP's 2020 virtual conference. Thank you.